I was out at White Rock on a beautiful winter afternoon and stopped at the beach to pick up a couple of random rocks. I didn't know what they were, but I guess they kinda looked nice when they were wet from the ocean. I also stopped at the Happy People Miracle Shop on the Marine Drive. They had many stones to look at and buy. I settled on picking up a couple smoky quartz since it was within my budget of $10. Before I get to cutting and shaping, I'd like to introduce an awesome workshop master at the Surrey Club.
Hi, I'm Fred Stratton. I'm with the Surrey Rockhound Club. I'm doing the beginner cabochon course. It's about 3 hours on a Monday evening. What we do is we take rocks and slice them up, and then we make cabochons out of them. I have a few examples of obsidian and agate and blue gold stone. But basically you're making jewelry stones. Course takes about 6 weeks, costs $50. Any member can join and get in here and do cabochon. After that, people are able to just come in here on open nights and work in the machines. Oh, he'll put a link to Surrey Rockhound Club right up here. Thanks a lot.
I'll leave the link up for anyone that's interested in joining. So first thing is first, I need to decide how to cab these stones by observing them and visualizing the final piece. When I looked at these two beach stones when they dried up, they didn't look very impressive anymore. A decent way to understand how a rock will polish is to get them wet and put them under light. I splashed some water on them and began marking the smoky quartz. A couple of nights ago I went to Michael's to look at some jewelry supplies to spark some inspiration. I bought these hexagon frames and wanted to experiment setting the smoky quartz into this. At this point in my cabochon experience, I have only worked from slabs and not palm-sized rocks. My main concern was making sure there was enough thickness to create a strong bezel. I used a silver Sharpie here to get a clear marking. Now it's time to trim. The beach rocks need a flat surface so we can easily mark them. I've never made a hexagon shape before, so I used the beach rocks to practice first before shaping the smoky quartz into a hexagon. I brought all the stones to the trim saw again to get it as close to the stencil as possible. And there we go, beautifully trimmed and ready to grind. The beach stones were a lot easier to work on, as they were softer than what I usually work with. The 80 grit diamond wheel was disintegrating the stones quickly. Next up is creating the bezel guideline about a quarter from the bottom. Then it was back to the grind. I applied the same fundamentals I learned from oval cabbing, shaving a 45-degree angle on each hexagon face down to the bezel line, then smoothing out all the sides, and then eventually grinding over the top. The shape came out really well and I was pleasantly surprised. For the smoky quartz, I didn't have enough material to create a great dome, so I worked with the natural shape and faces of the crystal. And all that was left was to polish out the rocks on grit 600 and up. And there we are. The rocks from the beach came out really nice and took on a great polish. The smoky quartz from Happy People didn't have any cracks and holes either, and came out really great. You don't need to spend a lot of money on fancy rocks to make beautiful pieces. Picking up a rock from the beach, river, or a local hike can give you something special once you polish it up a bit. This is an easy hobby to get into, and I highly recommend checking out a club near you.